This is CBS 42 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Stephen Houck. Thanks for joining us. The issue of safety rings loud and clear in one of Birmingham's most visible areas, the Southside Entertainment District.
This after two people were gunned.
A 41-year-old mother has defied all odds and has now reached the highest level of international sports. Dara Torres has qualified for the U.S. Olympic swim team. It's a story that is inspiring people around the world, including right here in the Magic City. The high gas prices are making many rural farmers across the world go back to the basics. Thailand farmers are going back to using water buffalo to plow fields instead of using a tractor because the high price of oil has doubled their cost. That means those farmers who never learned the skill of plowing by animal, they now have to.
Chief Meteorologist Mark Prater in now with the weather.
Let me tell you, Mark, it was very toasty outside today. I was lucky to only be outside for a few moments, but very hot.
Good thing you weren't plowing, you know?
Absolutely.
Because I can tell you, you would not have
totally
enjoyed
roasting.
it.
Big news from the music city of Nashville tonight.
A country singer and a Hollywood actress now have a daughter. Nicole Kidman gave birth today to a little girl named Sunday Rose Urban. It is a precious name. Husband there with her, Keith Urban. They report Sunday weighs 6 pounds, 7.5 ounces.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Stephen Houck. First tonight, a shooting that injured a Bessemer child ends tragically.
It's heartbreaking for any parent to hear. Bessemer...
Which CBS 42 personality that dog belonged to?
Okay, that was a picture of Jack. Captain Jack Sparrow, to be exact. He's my 4-year-old Great Dane.
Precious.
He loves to eat ice. Did you see that? He'll shake your hand with both paws if you ask him. Clearly, Jack is the greatest dog in America. He needed a little ice out there.
You know, Jack is huge.
Mark, would you agree with me that was a cute dog? I didn't know horses were allowed in the competition.
I did not know.
But cute dog nonetheless.
Horsey dog.
Absolutely.
CBS 42 Sports with Jim Dunaway.
Yes, it's the power of the stash at Yankee Stadium today. Jason Giambi Mustache Day. It looked like Magnum P.I. meets Gene Shalit. The soup saver worked. Giambi drives in a run on the single. 1591. Because they didn't have TV in 1591.
Now, that is impressive, but we're more impressed with the Giambi Day at Yankee Stadium, so we thought we'd give it a shot ourselves.
That looks good.
Yankees fan, and of course, you know your 5 o'clock date there.
Yeah.
I like this one better.
I've got a 5 o'clock shadow. You shouldn't have a 5 o'clock shadow, Sherry, ever.
It fell off. Still ahead, the local group that just reached number 4 on XM Radio.
Stay with us.
Everybody's talking about Brett Favre.
That's right. Jim Dunaway joining us now to talk about, is Brett coming back or not?
Do you want Brett Favre to come back? I know he stole a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you don't like it.
You retired from TV, came back to TV, so give him a shot, too, just like you.
He's got more talent. You want him to come back?
I say Brett Favre should come back because he can. He's Brett.
He is Brett. We'll talk to Favre. Also, Chipper Jones joins the...
You may have heard of 300-pound pigs as pets, but what about a 300-pound sheep?
What about it? 3 years ago, a man rescued a newborn lamb, and now that lamb is a full-grown ram, that is.
We don't spoil it. Well, we do spoil it.
This sheep named Nick has made himself at home with the Palmer family. Nick likes to sit and watch TV, munch on biscuits, don't we all? And even take rides in the car. Jim loves doing that. Nick's owner, David, says he and his wife tried several times to leave the animal with farmers, but Nick won't go near other sheep. But he does love a good game of rugby. He's the mascot for David's son's team.
That's a big sheep.
Well, just when you think you've seen the craziest, boldest robberies ever, we show you this story. Take a look at what happened in a store in Sacramento, California. A man applies for a job, then he pulls out a knife and robs the place. Surveillance cameras actually showed the guy holding a knife to a worker's throat before he made off with the cash. Police hope this video will help them catch the guy. And when he's caught, we're pretty confident he won't be hired for that job he applied for.
Al Ratcliffe, CBS 42 News.
I think he needs some training wheels. Look.
I think Al was just playing that video in slow motion. Here's a question for you. What do you do with an animal that doesn't know it's an animal? That's what workers at this California animal sanctuary are trying to figure out with a cow that apparently doesn't know it's a cow. She walks into the house, wears a hat every now and then, you know, to keep up with the fashion. The sanctuary says Milkshake, as she's called, was taken from her mother way too soon. So since she's been around humans most of her life, she identifies with them more than fellow bovine. Milkshake even gives little puppies on the reserve rides on her back.
I want to say move over, Mark, but I won't.
You know,
Move over, Mark. Wow.
they didn't mention that milkshake's also in a bowling league, so I mean, yeah, sure.
Rides a unicycle as well.
Absolutely. As we wrap up the week and head into the weekend.
Hey, no need to wait on football season to see some SEC players.
That's right. One team this year going to be wearing new unis, Jim.
Yeah, more wardrobe changes than Sherry. We'll talk about that coming up in sports. You're pretty much a diva too, Stephen. Also coming up, we'll talk about the Auburn.